welcome to today's Hobbii Happy Hour with me, Louisa, and with Matthias here by my side.
What up?
I can see loads of you joining. I can see Marissa saying, "Hey, buds." We were just talking about, is that a Canadian thing to say? Because it felt Canadian, but you might not be. And Brandy saying, "I'm munching on some dry cereal." That actually sounds delightful. I love doing that. Do you ever do dry cereal?
No.
No.
Like
there are certain cereals that I like better dry than with milk. Like kind of the anything that's like filled with like chocolate or kind of or hazelnut spread or whatever. Those I'll just snack on.
Yeah,
and
I see
then
why.
yeah, and
But
then
it's
like
too
also
dry.
like the Cinny Minis or whatever they're called internationally, like the little cinnamon crunchy ones. Those are also those make for an excellent snack.
The one that I filled?
No, just have cinnamon on them.
Okay.
Those I think make for an excellent snack. Just saying.
And you can snack with us for live shopping.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
let us know. Other than dry cereal, do any of you have a snack happening right now? And if so, what is it? What is your go-to Hobbii snack? Do you like? This is now tangent number 1 of the night. Is there like a Pavlovian thing where you have a preferred snack to have during these events, or also maybe during bingo, so that you associate the two with each other? Inquiring minds, and by that I mean my mind, wants to know. Hi everyone. In case this is your very, very first exposure to Hobbii's live shopping, that is normally how it goes. We start the show off strong with high energy and loads of fun, and then inevitably I go off on a random tangent of some nature. Will I try to keep it back together or keep it together? Yes, I will. Because we've got 13 yarns for you today that I want to tell you a little bit about and also show you a little bit about. And those 13 yarns you can get at a 40% discount for the next 24 hours. The code you want to remember for the discount is HAPPY40. It pops up periodically up here, so you can just, as it comes along, read it. We also have a landing page where the code is also repeated, and it should also be auto-applied, but in case that doesn't work, just make sure that when you go to checkout, you apply the code HAPPY40. HAPPY40 gives you 40% off on those yarns for the next 24 hours. And it's important to note that that 40% applies to the base price of the yarn. So if there is a bulk discount applied to the yarn, the HAPPY40 will replace that bulk discount. So you can't stack them, you can just use it from the first skein onward. Hope is saying, "I do eggs, toast, cookies, and tea, a non-traditional tea service with my girls while watching." That is so sweet. That is so nice. I love that. I love that. I'm very bad at whenever I watch any Hobbii content myself, it is usually on my way home. So if I do a live stream and there's a bingo game afterwards, I sometimes tune into the bingo game. But then I'm always on the train. And there's always that part inevitably when I cross the border where I lose service and then there's just a blank in the middle. So I love that for many of you, you get to have like a little cozy time when watching these streams. That delights me. 13 yarns, 40% off, and in addition to that, we've got 2 giveaways today. We'll be giving away 2 gift cards, each worth $50 or the equivalent to that in your local currency. We will pick the winner during the stream from our chat, and I'll make sure to let you know what it is you need to do to participate on the giveaway when that time comes. So don't stress about it. We'll have one halfway through the show. We'll have one at the very end. So 40% off, 13 yarns, 2 giveaways, $50 each, I would say. With that, let's start the show. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's ready. And the first many yarns that I'm going to talk to you about actually are all related to each other, because today I wanted to introduce you to, in case you have never met them before, or just give you a little refresher on all of our upcycled yarns, because we have an entire yarn line that is called Upcycled, and they are all made from, you would not guess it, upcycled fibers from textile production. They're predominantly alpaca based. So we've got our upcycled alpaca blend, first of all. We've got our upcycled Surrey alpaca. We've got the upcycled wool upcycled alpaca wool and alpaca wool big. These two we've never had on live shopping before, so I'm very excited that I get to show them to you today. And finally, our upcycled alpaca silk. So those are the yarns that we have for you. It is important to note all of these are limited edition, and that is partially just due to the nature of being upcycled fibers. So these are fibers that were intended for textile production but were left over from various other textile productions, were then repurposed into beautiful, beautiful yarns. That means that every single batch of these yarns that we receive to our warehouse is going to have differences, because depending on what exactly the raw material was, so depending on how exactly the fiber was processed before being used for this yarn production, it may be slightly different. It may be slightly finer, slightly fuzzier. It may take dye differently. It may have been differently processed beforehand. And that just means that if you really, really love one of these, it's always worth making sure that you have enough for your project when you order it, because we cannot guarantee that we'll get that same exact color back. It may also take a while for it to be restocked, and then the color that comes in may differ too much. So that's just good to know. That is also why all of them are marked as limited edition, even though we've had them for quite a while. It's because once a lot sells out, that lot is basically gone, and it will get replaced with something similar but never quite the same. It is a gorgeous yarn line. I personally have worked quite a bit with the upcycled alpaca blend. So let's start with that yarn. Actually, I'll tell you a little bit more about it because it's the first one that we introduced from this yarn line, and it is, I don't want to say my favorite, it's just the one that I have worked with the most. So I'll show you a close, oh wait, that little camera is not turned on. We are not well prepared, Matthias. No, there we go. Now I'll show it to you up close. So this is the upcycled alpaca blend. This is actually the old label. They have all had a change of label since, but I'll just show you quickly because they're all called upcycled. So just to make sure that you also know which yarn we're talking about as we're talking about it. This is a lovely medium weight yarn that is a worsted or Aran weight. So perfect for those of you who like working with a slightly bigger hook or needle. This is for 4.5 to 5.5 millimeter hook or needle. You get 218 yards on this skein, and it's a blend of 34% acrylic, 33% alpaca, and 33% wool. It is a really, really nice, soft yarn. I really, really love this. The alpaca and acrylic give it just enough softness so to balance out the wool. So I would say that even someone who's quite sensitive could probably still fare well with this yarn. That is my personal opinion. I really, really love this. It is also very nice and warm, and the color palette is really, really pretty. Again, bear in mind, we won't have these exact colors anymore because over time they do get changed out / they just change by nature of the material. But it is a really, really fun yarn to work with. The entire upcycled series kind of has a lot of these very nice natural tones, a little more neutral, a little more muted, a lot of really gorgeous shades there. So yeah, this one, an excellent choice for any kind of clothing, any kind of accessory. I turned this into some bonnets that were super nice. And I actually have some ideas for more stuff I want to make. I still have a few skeins at home that I bought, I think, more than a year ago. So those colors are long gone, but it's super lovely. So this is the upcycled alpaca blend. This is the first of the upcycled alpaca yarns that I wanted to show you today. We do recommend that you hand wash this yarn cold to preserve it as best as possible. This is, I think, also the only one of the upcycled yarns that has any acrylic in it. So this is the only one that has any artificial fibers. All the others are 100% natural fiber. For instance, the next one I'm going to show you is the upcycled Suri alpaca. So this is a 100% alpaca yarn. We currently only have 2 colors in stock, but I figured if I'm going to do the upcycled series, I kind of want to do all of them. The upcycled Suri alpaca is made from 100% Suri alpaca fibers. So there's 2 types of alpacas, and Suri alpacas are notable for their very, very curly pelt that then turns into this really nice, fluffy, very curly yarn, or curly, but like very, very fuzzy yarn. This is 120 yards per skein, and the recommended hook or needle size is in the realm of, well, it says 6 to 9 millimeters, but I would actually say you're probably well served. Well, somewhere around maybe 7 or 8 would be my estimate. And also always with the recommended hook or needle size, it always really depends on the look and structure you want your finished project to have. This is really, really nice and fuzzy, really, really nice and fluffy, also very nice and soft. Do bear in mind, because of its fuzzy texture, as you can see, it's going to have a lot of fiber. So if that is something that your skin is maybe prone to irritation from, then maybe this is better for something like a poncho that you would wear over clothes rather than something that's sitting on your skin. I can see quite a few of you saying that you have problem with the streams freezing, and then some people are saying that they had to switch to a different device. I hope that sorts itself out. From our end, we're having no problems, so it seems to be either a local issue to where you are or a device issue, because our stream rate is steady, so it should all be good. But yeah, let us know.
You could ask YouTube if they're experiencing.
Yeah, maybe YouTube.
Do you have the same thing, YouTube guys?
I've not seen anyone say on YouTube that there's problems.
Okay, so I think
you're good on YouTube, says Karen. Okay, so it could also be Facebook that has some problems.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, YouTube is working fine. YouTube is working fine. No problem here. No problem here. All good here. All good here.
You can always watch.
Well, to be fair, like there's also people on Facebook saying they're not having a problem, which is what makes me think that this might be a local issue or a device issue or a Facebook issue.
Could be.
Who knows? We all have. There's so many issues. The upcycled Suri alpaca, similarly, we recommend that you hand wash at cold temperature or low temperature to preserve it as best as possible.
You're holding the two that are actually available.
I'm holding the two that are available, the gray and the black, or the kind of darker gray. The colors 9 and 11. Very, very beautiful. And again, yeah, like I said, the labels have changed. So this is now the upcycled line. Now all have these really, really pretty labels as well. I was looking at this earlier today and thinking that this would make like a really cute tattoo design as well.
Oh yeah. Like fine lines.
Like a very cute, yeah. All right, we do have some more ones. We've got the upcycled alpaca silk, which is the next one that I want to show you. Again, we only currently have a few limited colors in stock, but I kind of figured if I'm going to do the upcycled, then I might as well do all of them at once to be able to show you. The upcycled alpaca silk, as its name suggests, is a 75% alpaca, 25% silk blend. You get 130 yards on one of these skeins, and it is a sport weight yarn with a recommended hook or needle size of a 3.5 to 4.5 millimeters. With this yarn, again, it is recommended that you hand wash on cold temperature. One thing that most of the upcycled yarns have in common is, as you see, like I said, the colors are all very beautifully muted and kind of natural neutral, and a lot of them are variegated. So especially with the alpaca silk here, you can see that there's a lot of little flecks of variegation throughout, giving it this really beautiful natural look. And then similarly with the Suri alpaca, you can see there's kind of a melange of grays going on there. So just absolutely gorgeous. Out of all of the upcycled yarns, I would say the alpaca silk, unsurprisingly, is the softest one. Gorgeous combination of fibers, very, very beautiful colors. Currently only 4 of them in stock, but it's just so, so nice. So this is the upcycled alpaca silk. Big recommendation. And then finally, the two that we've never had on live shopping before. We have the upcycled alpaca wool and the upcycled alpaca wool big. So this is essentially kind of the same yarn, just in 2 different yarn weights. It is a 50-50 blend of alpaca and wool, and I will say that in comparison between the upcycled alpaca blend and the upcycled alpaca wool, you can tell that this has more wool in it. So as you're touching it, as you're stroking it, you get a little bit more of that woolly, slightly rougher surface compared to the blend. So it's just good to know for those of you who are maybe a bit more sensitive that between these two, I would say that this one is the softer option. The upcycled alpaca wool comes in these cute little hanks of 230 yards each. And the recommended hook or needle size here is a 3 to 4 millimeter. So this is a fingering or sock weight yarn. I can show you maybe the thread up close to give you a better idea of how thin it actually is. There we go. That's maybe good for you to be able to see. And you can see this really nice kind of 2-ply, I think, twisted thread. The upcycled alpaca wool big is in many ways just the bigger version of this yarn. So again, you get a really nice twisted thread. This one, however, is a sport weight yarn, so just slightly bigger, and you have a recommended hook or needle size in the realm of 4 to 4.5 millimeter. You get 130 yards on the upcycled alpaca wool big, and it comes in little donuts, whereas the regular one comes in hanks. So that's the two of them next to each other.
Hank eating a donut. That works.
Basically, it's like a fun little mnemonic device. Like
yeah, yeah, actually true. Could be used like that.
Matt's showing you the colors that we have available for them. Would it make a good sock yarn? Asks Beverly. As I would usually say, no. Or depends on what you intend to do with the socks. So with socks that you want to wear a lot, I would always recommend going for a sock blend that usually has nylon or polyamide in it, just to help add that little bit of extra elasticity, that little bit of extra durability. Because as you walk on them, if you just do them out of a pure wool yarn or a wool alpaca blend yarn, you have a higher likelihood of just walking through them over time. Like the friction is just going to unravel the fibers much faster. So you're going to end up with holes under your feet. You're going to end up with socks that probably over time stretch out and don't really bounce back. So if you want to make a super cozy pair of socks that you just kind of put on when you're sitting on the couch and not moving around a whole lot, I would say you could always go for 100% wool yarn for something like that. If you want it to be something that you want to wear, especially in shoes and stuff, I would always recommend going for a classic sock blend. That's always going to have at least 20-25% polyamide or nylon in it. So that's just my recommendation. Again, on the other hand, anything can be a sock yarn if you make socks out of it, really. It's just more about the longevity of the project and how long it's gonna keep nice. So yeah, that would be my recommendation. Someone is saying, I have a problem with getting the live. I keep getting repeats. But you are commenting on the correct one. So the one that you are commenting on right now, Sheila, is the one that is the current, that is today's. Today is, I should hold up a newspaper and be like, today is January 20th.
It could also be that the stream is maybe looping or
but
something.
But it could be that, yeah, either the stream is looping or that it's pushing you out for some reason. But Matt has also sent you the link for the YouTube stream, so maybe that's going to work better for you. It's
and there is no downside to joining on YouTube, really.
Oh. All right. So,
yeah.
Those are the upcycled alpaca wool and upcycled alpaca wool big. I said the name wrong. This is the big, this is the regular. I actually have a few more colors of the upcycled alpaca wool here that I'm just going to quickly show you. This blue particularly, this is color 6, and this is so pretty. I hope we still have that. It'd be really sad if I now just taunt you with colors that we no longer carry or that are currently out of stock.
It's there.
Yes, it is. Perfect. And here we have some more of the alpaca wool big, just to give you a better look at the color range. And you can tell that there is some thought put into the colors of these individuals, sort of not matching perfectly, but they all fall kind of into that same realm, and they all, I think, look very harmonious with one another. So these are our upcycled yarns, all of them part of kind of the bigger upcycled range. And we do have some lovely patterns for some of the upcycled yarns. So this first one is for the upcycled Suri alpaca. This is the cortado cardigan. So cortado like the coffee, and then cardigan like the cardigan like the band.
The cardigans?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I've never heard a song of theirs. Have I?
Probably have.
Have?
Is it is it called Love Fool, the song? Someone on the chat's gonna know.
Okay.
But this is the cortado cardigan, a lovely free pattern. It's an intermediate level knit pattern, available in sizes extra small to 2XL. So this is one example of how this yarn looks when used up. We also have
Love Fool, apparently.
Love Fool. Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, so...
It's the love me,
Oh,
say
okay, I know that
you
one.
love me.
Yeah, I know.
Fool me. Hence, I can't sing. I can't believe you got me to sing again.
We're so back. Back.
Yeah,
Oh.
did you guys see the trailer
Yeah.
that Matt made?
Well, you made it too.
Well, yeah, I was
You
involved as well. But Matt made this really, really cool trailer for live shopping. It should be up on YouTube, so I think those of you who watch on YouTube have probably seen it. But yeah, it was very fun. It was very, very fun. My favorite moment is actually a moment that just came about completely naturally. It's me, like, when you handed me this needle, and I just turned to Matt and I was just like, want to say that again? And I was like, that was the best.
No.
It was so fun.
and that's very normal, though, that you threaten me with violence.
Yes.
Of course. Yeah, that happens.
You will not believe what happens when the cameras aren't rolling. Poor Matt. Hashtag Matt matters. Hashtag
Matt deserved it.
Hashtag Matt, like, just violence is what's happening. I have more patterns I want to show you. This next one is for the fringy wrap shawl. This is another intermediate level knit pattern for the Surrey alpaca. A super cute project for this really cool. Is it a wrap? Is it a shawl? ¿Por qué no los dos? Why not both?
Wow.
Look at that. This one, again, comes to you for free. You can find it on our website. All the patterns I'm showing you today are linked on the landing page that we've created. So if you have commented on this stream on Facebook, you should have gotten a link to your inbox by now with a link to all of today's deals and to our landing page. You can also find it linked in the chat and in the video description on both YouTube and Facebook. So it's there for you to find and to check out this. Oh, favorite game, says Jax. Also an excellent song. I'm currently randomly listening to a cover version of it a lot. It's on my most listened on Spotify right now. Also very, very good song.
What is it from, Lisa?
What is what from?
Where is the song used? Is it used in...
No.
Okay.
It's something, like, I do a lot of Spotify. I do a lot of, like, going on, like, random, like, indie playlists and stuff. And so if, like, a random indie band, like, covers, like, I've discovered a lot of really good covers that way, and also just generally a lot of good songs. But yes, Matt, my most listened songs right now are all from Heated Rivalry. Thank you for asking. It is literally
the soundtrack.
It's literally the soundtrack is like half of the songs are just from that show.
It's gonna be on your rap too.
It is. Like My Moon, My Man by Feist, which was already a song that I loved. Probably played 200 times this year alone.
It'll be there.
Song.
It'll be there. Such
a good song. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was showing you patterns. Have some more. So this is the Riverstone hat and mittens pattern. So we have both the hat and the mittens. More experience level knit patterns for you. And these are made in the Upcycled Alpaca blend. So this is for the Upcycled Alpaca blend. This is the Riverstone hat, and then there is also a matching pattern for mittens. And then finally, we have this gorgeous slipover, which we used to have in the studio, and I'm a little miffed that we don't have it anymore, because I was hoping to wear it, but I don't think it's here anymore. I think we gave it back. This is the Rainforest slipover, which I think looks so cool. Experienced knit pattern, available in sizes medium to 2XL. It is so lovely. So those are some ideas on what you can make with the upcycled yarns. Because some of the yarns are relatively new, we don't have patterns for all of them yet. But I hope nonetheless that you are maybe inspired and want to discover some more of these gorgeous, gorgeous yarns. This was our upcycled collection, and they're all 40% off right now if you use our code HAPPY40. So just grab them now with the discount. Treat yourself to something nice. I know that some of them have very limited colors in stock. That is unfortunately part of the nature of these yarns, that when they sell out, it sometimes takes a while for them to be restocked. That was our upcycled line, and now I need to hand these yarns off to Matt and grab the next batch of yarns that I'm going to show you. Amber's saying, I just hopped over to YouTube to watch the video. It's very funny. We're making one in German as well. That's in the works. That's coming out soon. But yeah, it was very fun. I was really entertained by it. And I don't normally love watching myself back in any kind of videos, but that was very fun. I should actually probably send it to my parents now that I think about it.
Oh yeah. Then
I
they
should
can show us to
I
their
should
friends.
start sending it to people. I should start being like, hey, have you ever wondered what I do at work? Here you go.
Here you
you
go.
can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, Marianne is currently moving her craft room and almost missed this. Oh no! If you never want to miss a live stream again, we've got something really cool. Jaya started this really cool project that now the whole company has gotten in on, which is that we now have a Hobbii calendar that you can actually add to your calendar. So if you use a digital calendar, whether that's on your computer or on your phone, if you use Google Calendar or iCal or any of those, you can actually, or Outlook or whatever people might be using, you can actually just add our events to it now. So then you get notified and you have it in your own calendar, which is super convenient. I did build a trigger, so if you comment calendar 1 on this stream, you should actually get a link sent to you. There is also a link in the follow-up message that you get on Facebook, so you can add it from there, and also in the bingo email from yesterday. So it's a really, really cool new thing. And in part, we actually kind of have to do this because there is a change in how we can notify you on Facebook. So many of you who've been longtime viewers on Facebook have probably signed up for a reminder on Facebook that we usually send out day before the live. We've been informed that we are slowly losing the possibility of sending that just due to some changes at Meta, which means that going forward, eventually the calendar is going to be the easiest and number one place to get informed about what is happening. So just letting you know, it's super convenient to add if you have it.
It doesn't work on YouTube, by the way, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, so sadly, calendar 1, the trigger, doesn't work on YouTube because we can't actually send you messages on YouTube. But maybe you could put the link in the chat real quick.
Oh yeah.
It's on Slack. You should find it on Slack, and then.
Do you know where I can find it fast here?
Literally try calendar new link. Calendar is spelled differently.
Yeah, I'm doing the Danish way, am I? No.
There. No. No. There. Yes. There it is.
You putting that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Ha!
Nice.
Because I knew that the words were all in the post because I remember it was, hey, we have a new link to the calendar. So you're welcome, Matt.
Thank you.
Matt's posting it in the chat right now. So for you on YouTube, there should be a comment from Hobbii.com that you can just click, and he's putting it into Facebook as well. There you go. So that's just for those of you who want to make sure that you're always notified whenever something happens at Hobbii, whenever our live streams happen, etc. It's a new thing that we're trying out. With that, let's talk some more about yarns, because like I said, we have 13 yarns in total at 40% off today, and these next two go together. Like our upcycled yarns are one big happy family, so are these two. We've got today Toucan and Toucan Fine. So we've got Toucan and Toucan Fine. Toucan I've talked about quite a few times before. Personally, my favorite of our chenille yarns. Both of these made from 100% polyester, and both of them classic chenille yarns, made up of a thin inner thread that then has these fibers sticking out in all directions, giving it that caterpillar-like shape, which is where the yarn gets the name, because, Matt, what is chenille French for?
It is for a little larvae. What's it called again? What's it called again?
This is what I'm dealing with, by the way. This is what I deal with on the daily.
Oh, what are they called?
What are they called again?
Oh, no.
What are they called again?
I'm just thinking of larve now.
Which, to be fair...
Sommerfugl larve.
I mean, that's actually, I guess, not the same thing, but...
I guess not.
So, chenille, French for caterpillar, hence the name of the yarn.
Ah, yes.
And Toucan is kind of your regular super bulky sized chenille yarn, so what most people would gravitate to for things like little plushies or amigurumis, little figurines, kind of your standard size. The recommended hook or needle size here is a 6 to 7 millimeter. With these yarns, it always really depends on your own tension and what the project is that you're working on. If you want to make a little plushie, a little amigurumi, I would even say if you're someone who crochets quite loosely, go down in hook size. You could go down all the way to a number 5 to make sure that your stitches end up nice and tight so that filling, etc., doesn't just fall out of your little plushie. But if you are... Demetrius is saying, is it French for yarn that makes you hate your life? No! Poor chenille yarns. What have they ever done to you? Well, actually, I can imagine what they've done to you. Yeah, these are not the most beginner-friendly yarns. 100% agree on this. But
they're soft.
But they're so soft.
Yeah.
They are so soft, so gorgeous.
And Frenchy.
And if you are making something like clothing, a garment, if you're making anything that doesn't have filling in it, you may want the texture to be a little bit looser. You can go up in hook size all the way out, say, to roughly a 10 to make that work for you. Always follow the pattern, always follow the gauge, of course, but just in terms of the recommendation versus how it's used. I feel like chenille yarns are always a little bit like, especially if you've not worked with them before and so you maybe don't have that much experience with them, it's always a bit tricky to look at and say like, oh, well, but this seems really thick. Should I really use that small of a hook? Or the other way around, you're thinking, oh, well, do I really need that big of a hook and stuff? So it really, really depends on what it is that you're working on and exactly how you want your stitches to be. So there's a lot of wiggle room here. Much like a caterpillar that wiggles.
There you
go. We have a great saying in German, which is when someone is like being really jokey and like kind of joking around. In German, you would then say that they had a clown for breakfast, which I think is a really fun phrase. That I think it's something that like honestly older people use more. Sorry, not to be rude in case someone is watching and looking up and be like, hey, who you're calling old here. But I have predominantly heard people of sort of a slightly older generation use this, but I still think it's a very fun phrase. For those learning German, if it ever comes up on Duolingo, it's einen Clown gefrühstückt haben. So like, yeah, eating a clown for breakfast. Toucan Fine is made in the same way as toucan. It's essentially a toucan that's just been shaved down, so the fibers are just shorter, which means that the thread is much thinner. It's also, as you can see, a little denser. This is a smaller version of the yarn, so your recommended hook or needle size will go down accordingly. With this, you could go down to like sort of a 4, or again, if you want slightly looser stitches for a more flowy texture to your finished or structure to your finished project, you could also go for like a 6mm or 7mm here. This is a great addition, either if you want to just make a miniature version of your original toucan project, or if you're already working at a project in toucan and you want to add on some details that you want to be a little bit finer. Because, of course, with the regular chunky toucan, it is going it is going to be, well, your result is going to be quite chunky. So if you, for instance, want to give a doll some like paws or hands or fingers or a nose or something that's a little bit finer, then using Toucan Fine for that can be a great idea. Or also, like I said, if you just want to make smaller items, if you want to make a little keychain plushie, for instance, Toucan Fine is there for you. On a Toucan Fine, you get 196 yards of material. They're always 3.5 ounces, 100 gram skeins. And on a regular toucan, you are going to get 130 yards of lovely yarn. Both of them made from polyester, both of them machine washable at low to medium temperature, and both of them 40% off right now with our code HAPPY40.
I like that the labels are like a smaller toucan on the filer.
It's a big toucan. Hello, bye toucan, and a baby toucan. Buy more toucan.
It's perfect.
It's very, very cute. Shout out to our graphic design team. We do have some cool ideas on what you can make out of toucan, specifically some cool projects that have already been made out of toucan by you out there and uploaded into the user gallery. Like this really cool Smaug scarf.
That's cool.
That is very cool. I think so too. But yeah, some really cute projects. Michelle's saying, does anyone know how to turn off the captioning on Facebook on Android? Sadly, I do not know how to.
I can look into it.
Apparently Facebook was making it very hard for some of you to find the stream, which I find very unfair of them. Matt's checking on how to turn off the captions, so He'll be back with a little bit of info on that in just a minute. But until then, do check out Toucan and Toucan Fine on our website. Grab them for your next super cozy project. The reason, by the way, that Toucan is my favorite out of our chenille yarns is, like I said before, it is just slightly denser, in my opinion, than some of our other chenille yarns. Therefore, it's still super, super soft. It's just not as fluffy soft as our other two. And I just like the texture of Toucan better. I also find it slightly easier to work with.
Just going to show you real quick. So you have this. You should be seeing this. Then you can click here to remove the chat. You can just click anywhere that is in the chat. And then you can click on the little... Oh, you could see the wheel. There's a little wheel down here when you click on the chat. Boom. Little wheel. And there's right here. It says... Undertext on mine, but that's because it's Danish. It should say captions there, so you can there turn it off.
Thank you, Matt. Oh, there's also people trying to help out on the chat. Thank you so much for helping each other out. But yeah, it is possible to turn off the captions, of course. I'm just not 100% sure how, because I very rarely get to watch these streams because I'm usually the one hosting them.
Yeah. It's a little bit difficult.
That was Toucan and Toucan Fine, our next yarns in today's selection. And with that, we're actually at the halfway point of the show already, which means it is time for our first giveaway of the day.
Hold up. You know, we had it in the trailer.
Yes.
It's a giveaway. It's a giveaway. It's a giveaway time. It's a giveaway time.
It's time for a giveaway.
What's that thing? There.
Now it's time for our giveaway.
Boom.
So we're going to have our first giveaway right now. This is for a gift card worth $50 or equivalent in your local currency. And all you've got to do to participate on the giveaway is just type #HobbieLive in the chat, spelt the way it is spelt right there, up there. #HobbieLive. And Michelle was able to turn off the captions. Thank you, Matt, for checking, and thank you everyone else for helping out. You can participate on both Facebook and YouTube for this giveaway, so make sure you type #HobbieLive in the chat. It is more than enough to type it once because you'll only be counted once. So #HobbieLive on the chat now for your chance to win a $50 or equivalent in your local currency gift card. I hope everyone is doing well. If you want more live this week, then make sure you tune in on Thursday when Matt is back with our Trivia Thursday quiz time, which is another great show we do here on Facebook and YouTube where you can win prizes by answering questions about some fun yarn trivia. Did you end up doing the Will It Flat compilation last week? Was that a great success?
I think people loved it because it had this I guess
game show element
and also mythological aura to it. You know, will it flat? You know, it's a really big question that people have asked for a long time, and so I think I'm bringing it back on Thursday.
Okay, so tune in on Thursday if you want more Will It Flat with Matt.
Yep.
So you've got 30 seconds left now to participate on our giveaway. So make sure you type #HobbieLive on the chat. And like I said, on Thursday at 5 p.m. CET, 5 p.m. Copenhagen time, Matt's back with some more quizzes for y'all.
Matt's back.
Will It Flat was the best quiz ever.
Let's go.
Says Mika. Yeah.
We'll run it back.
Yeah.
Come back of
Yeah.
Will It Flat.
Yeah. It's gonna be a long-standing segment. It's like welcome back. It's like whenever I do the German quiz, I always do one picture. Like I always do one entire that's all pictures.
It's one of the few quizzes I've
ever done well on. Yeah, because you know all you need to ask yourself is, will this flat? And the answer is, well, no, this was disappointing.
We're finding a winner.
All right, we're finding our winner, and who is it gonna be? Who's gonna be our winner? It's Jess Knowles, sister to Beyonce.
Maybe. Who knows?
Sorry, Jess, that is probably a joke you get 5 billion times a day. Congratulations, Jess. You're our first winner today. You can look forward to getting a $50 gift card, and all you've got to do is send us an email to live@hobbii.com. Live@hobbii.com is the live email address. Please, Jess, email us, and we'll send your gift card your way. And please do include which country it is that you're in, so we can make sure that it is made out for the correct store,
And say
so
hi
that you
to
can
Stacey.
use it. um, Amanda saying that Will It Flat was the only section that she got more than one right on.
Maybe
And Deborah also says, I love Will It Flat. Matt, I think you've discovered you should patent Will It Flat. Should just turn that into
just a game show.
Jillian is saying Matt's got to do a different arm strength because I wasn't able to flat the Manaya. Like, this is as flat as I can get it. You try.
But I don't think I'm much stronger than you, though.
I also doubt you are. You're a runner. You have stronger legs.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know if you have, like... Oh, you do it with, like...
It's,
you do it, like, with, like, continuous pressure, though. You don't do it, like, with one...
No.
Okay, well,
Yeah, so it's basically...
I guess I can also squeeze it harder this way.
Yeah.
I thought Will It Flat was like a boom kind of situation.
It can be both, but I base it on how flat can you get it.
Yeah.
At any point.
The cotton cones would be a 0 out of 10 for flattening.
Yeah, they would be a 0.
Yeah, probably. And Tina saying, did I hear Manaya mentioned? You sure did. It's actually not the next yarn that's coming up, but it is coming up later in the show. So yes, stay tuned for Manaya. Wait, I think we skipped. Did we skip?
No.
No, we didn't skip.
No skips.
This is the next one. You're right. Of course you're right. So we're getting to we're getting to Manaya in a little bit. Yes, I remember that last week it was mentioned that Manaya was in demand, and so that's why I added it this week.
Here it is.
Maybe try it sideways for flattening.
Oh, that's better.
I mean, I feel like it's the same level of flattening either way. I feel like this is actually a really nice workout.
Yeah, I was also saying the same.
Like, this is actually really good. Like, I'm like, oh, I could do this. Like, randomly at my desk, like, I could just do a little bit of Will It Flat.
I think I would give, because I, of course, like, the whole quiz is about what I would give it, so they also have to guess what I would give it.
Yeah.
And so I would give that a 5, maybe. Because it does flat a little bit.
It does, like, I mean, it reduces by about 50%, so that's... The intricacies of Will It Flat.
Yes.
Kelly is saying, well, Will It Flat is cool, but we didn't get the rules of the scale before the quiz.
I thought it was like 1 to 10, so I thought 10 was understood. Like, I didn't even think about that not being the case.
To be fair, but we had the same conversation last week, remember? Because I was like, if you say like, oh, this is like a 1 on it, like, because my brain then is like, well, 1 is a small number, so the smaller it flats, the smaller the number.
Yeah.
Also, German grades go, like, 1 is the best you can be.
Oh.
Yeah. If you get a 1 on your exam in Germany, that's very good. Unless you're in the last 3 years of school, then getting a 1 is very bad, because then a 15 is the best you can get. Yes, it's very fun going to school in Germany, because you get graded differently in, like, every different branch of school, and then university is different again, and it just does not make sense.
But have you heard of the Danish system with 03, -3, 00, then 02, then 4, then 7, 10, and 12?
Had not heard of that, but I also remember I once got, I did a year of university in France, and I got a 15 on an exam. They get scaled on a scale of 1 to 20. I got a 15, and when I went to Germany, they were like, oh my god, you got a 15? We're converting that into a 1.0, which is the best you can get in Germany.
Okay.
And I was like, that makes no sense. There's like 5 points in between. And then someone was like, no, but in France, the best you can get is like not the best. I was like, this makes no sense to me. Anyway, let's talk about...
that flats.
Look at how well Cascata flats, by the way.
That's a 7.
We're now going to evacuate the dance floor because it's time for Cascada. Spelled differently, but still a funny joke, I thought. There we go. This is how it's spelled. I love this. This is like, reminds you of like the, like, what's it called, an up where they go to?
Yeah.
It's like a little bit like that. Cascata is a very, very cool tube yarn. So you've got this tube, and it has fibers blown into it. So you've got this cream-colored inner tube, and then you have the loose fibers blown into it with a lovely color change. So it's not just your average blown yarn. No. This one has even more color variety in it. A very, very nice and soft yarn with nice fuzz, but also a very nice even structure due to the tube. You've got a blend of 61% cotton, 39% acrylic here, and 435 yards in length. It is a worsted or Aran weight yarn with a recommended hook or needle size of a 5 to 6 millimeter. I actually really like this one as well. This is color 10, and the other two that I had here, this is color 9, and this one is the color 7. So just for those of you who are like, who got mad at me when I forget to tell you which colors I'm holding. I know I'm bad at it. I'm trying to get better. We do recommend that you wash this in the delicate cycle or just hand wash it. I mean, I always hand wash most things because I'm scared of them not surviving the wash. It is so nice and fuzzy and soft and pretty, and the colors are just absolutely gorgeous. So this is Cascata. We do have some nice knitted swatches on the webpage, so we can show you a few of those in a sec to give you a better idea of how the color changes actually look when worked up. They will look a little bit different when crocheted, but we do have gorgeous examples of knitted swatches on the page. So there you can see how pretty these colors are. Ruth is saying Cascada makes lovely scarves, so warm and soft. Yes, it is.
Would you say you have a lot of yarn-anxiety?
Yarn-anxiety?
Yeah.
As in anxiety about yarn?
Yep.
Sure. I have it in multiple ways. When I'm playing Yarn Chicken, which is when you are like approaching the end of your project, but you're also approaching the end of your yarn and you're not sure which one's going to come first. Therefore, Yarn Chicken. Well, no, actually not, but still, which came first, the Yarn Chicken or the end of your project? No. So yeah, and then also I get anxious for no reason about everything. I'm also very susceptible to sales. I'm very susceptible to, this yarn is on sale, must buy it now. Speaking of, Cascata, 40% off with code HAPPY40, by the way. So this is Cascata, super pretty yarn for those of you who love softness and who love tube yarns, and just very fun to work with. Amber's asking if I've made a scarf out of Cascata. I have not yet. It's actually a really nice idea. I think I haven't actually made. When is the last time I made a Louisa scarf? I made one as a gift not that long ago. Yeah, I made 2 as gifts for colleagues. One I made out of cotton, and one I made out of garland that I still had left over. But no, that's actually a really nice idea. That's one thing I wanna. When I break my my little break, when I come back from my little crafting break, which I think I'm kind of already back because I crocheted yesterday on the way home. I continued on my hexagon cardigan finally. But I do want to make some more Louisa scarves with color changing yarns because that's one thing I haven't really done much yet. And it's so nice because I've made striped versions of the Louisa scarf. It's just the Louisa scarf, for those of you who don't know, is just a super basic crochet scarf that there is no real pattern for. It's just something I made up. But it is. I've made it in striped versions, but there I just used multiple colors, which meant I had a bunch of ends to weave in. So that's actually a really good thought. I should get on that.
Karen is asking, why does HAPPY40 not work right now for the things I have in my cart?
That might be if you have something in your cart that's not part of today's selection. So HAPPY40 only applies to the 13 yarns we're presenting today. The code should be active for all markets. So regardless of where you're shopping from, you should be able to get the products from today's live with the 40% discount. If you have another discount active, that could also counteract HAPPY40, because essentially the way our checkout works is if you have non-stackable codes, which HAPPY40 is, it means that it can only give you one of the codes, and it'll always give you whatever discount is the best possible option for you. So let's say you put one skein of one yarn from the live in, but you've also got 15 yarns that are not part of the live stream, and you've got a 10% off discount. Then kind of cumulative, the 10% off the other yarns may be a better discount than the 40% off this one yarn, so it's going to give you that instead. The code is valid 24 hours, so you've got until tomorrow around the time that we started this stream to go. So that is how it should work. I was just about to ask, says Cecilia. Hobbii should publish the Louisa scarf. The problem is that it's not really a tested pattern, so it's just it's a super simple half double crochet, start on 3, and then increase, and then I did an increase after 3 rows, and then I just increased every 6th row until I've my desired width and length. So all my scarves are different lengths and width as well, and then I just decrease in the same pattern, so it's just a little triangle. It's kind of a Sophie scarf, except there's no edge around it. I have for some of them then added an edge. Like sometimes I just did single crochets around, sometimes I did crab stitches around, just whatever like I fancied at the time. So it's really, really basic. It's not really worth writing a pattern for. I'm pretty sure actually if you look up like crochet Sophie scarf, there's probably 15 million tutorials that either are the exact same or are really similar to what I did. I just kind of tried it out and liked the result, so that's what it is. All right, we've got our next yarn that I'm going to talk to you about, and it is also a kind of tube yarn technically. The next one we have is Bungee Mini, and as you can see here, Bungee Mini is made up of this cotton tube that then has this polyester filament in it, so it's got this filling. And this yarn is very, very well suited for things like bags or baskets. That is its predominant use case. Recommended hook or needle size is again anywhere between a 10 and a 15, depending on the intended structure. For things like baskets, for things that you want to have kind of the ability to also stand up on their own, I would go quite low. So I would go 10 millimeter here to make sure that it stands up nicely, because if you go too loose with this, it's going to just collapse. This is actually the very first yarn that I ever used when I learned how to crochet. I made a basket. I think on a previous stream I showed it once. Oh, do you maybe still have the photo? Did I send you a photo of me holding the basket, Matt? Yes, I did.
Do you know if you wrote something with it?
No idea, but you can if you go into our message thread.
Okay, I'll pull it up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
How do I even do that actually?
Yeah,
Yeah,
click there.
yeah.
If you go up there to files,
Yeah. Oh,
just up here,
wait,
files,
yeah.
it's just going to show you all photos, and then you click see all, and now you just got to scroll, but it shouldn't be that far back because it wasn't that long ago. I think you're already too far.
No,
You're already too far. There it is.
you know what? Let me take this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one I was talking about. Matt's going to show you real quick the basket that I made. Like, and then I sent him a picture not that long ago because I was like, I want to show it on the live. So there you have it. That was my first ever crochet project that I made, was a basket out of Bungee Mini. The pattern is on the website. It's just called the Bungee Basket. So yeah. It is, well, not the longest of yarns. The yardage is relatively low. You get only 65 yards on one. So for like a basket, for instance, you're going to need about 2 skeins. That's just good to know. And you can technically machine wash this. We have loads of really cool patterns, and I've just put all of them in for today for different cat houses. So this is the kitty cat house, and most of these patterns are beginner friendly. So again, with these, it is really important that you either make sure that you have really high tension as you make it so that it doesn't collapse, or you can of course also find out if you might want to use a structure to support it. The pattern doesn't require it, but just from experience, I know that quite a few people struggle with their cat houses kind of collapsing. This is the Captain Cat cat house, which again, so cute. It's a little yellow submarine. So you can have your cat going on adventures in a yellow submarine. We also have the super cute Space Cat cat house, which is a little rocket ship. So people can, like, well, not people, the cat can fly into space.
Oh, to be a cat.
Oh,
Wow.
to be a cat in a rocket going into space. You could not pay me to go into space.
No?
No.
No?
Well, you'd have to pay me so much money for me to consider going into space. Whenever people talk about space tourism, I'm like, why?
Maybe if I was like sick,
Why?
very sick, then I would just like have the last voyage, you know?
Oh no, then I would go on like a cruise, and I would go, I don't know if I can say this on this stream, I would go on a bender on a cruise ship. Like, I would...
You could do that in space too.
Why?
Get a whole new experience.
No, and in space, no one can hear you scream. Like, I wanna be on a cruise ship instead, or something.
Where people can hear
I want to go
scream.
somewhere nice, not space. Or I want to go to the chicken house, the chicky kitty cat house, which is another beautiful pattern we have. So there's so many lovely patterns for these cat houses that I thought I'd just show them all to you today because I think they're awesome. And they're all made with Bungee Mini, which you can now get at 40% off with our code HAPPY40 for the next 23 or so hours. And with that, we're moving on to the next two yarns. And the next one I have for you is super fluffy and super soft, and it is Jade. Jade is a acrylic yarn, and it is made to be super, super floofy and fluffy. If you're a fan of our Fluffy Day, if you're a fan of our mohair yarns and similar, then Jade should be right up your alley. It is color changing, so it has very, very gentle stripes, giving you this really cool kind of monochromatic color change. It is really, really soft. I would say that it is softer than Fluffy Day. So for those of you who are looking for something really nice and soft and cozy. And then we've got, this yarn. It's 328 yards per skein. It's a worsted weight yarn, and the recommended hook or needle size is a 5 to 6 millimeter. So again, nice for those of you who want to work up something a little bit faster and who like working with a slightly bigger hook or needle size. Here we've got all the lovely colors. It's this really cute, very pastel, very soft palette with a little neon in there as well. So that is our yarn Jade, which is 40% off right now with our code HAPPY40 for this lovely yarn. And Matt is showing you what the color looks like worked up, so you could get a little view of what the stripes look like. I would go to space if I could take my crochet, says Sharon. That is really cool. We actually did a quiz once about, there is one astronaut who is a knitter who knitted in space. So that has been done. I don't know about crocheting. I don't remember exactly the details anymore of who it was, but it was really cool because we did it for a quiz time. I researched it once because I tried to look into like who was the first person to knit in space and stuff. And so that's how I know that it has been done.
I like the thought of packing like crochet stuff with you to go to space, you know, like I'm going to space, I'm gonna grab my Hobbii.
I mean, to be fair, like, what else are you gonna do up there? I mean, yeah, science, but you don't do science 24/7, so you have some downtime. One thing I absolutely love about space is whenever astronauts come back, and it's whenever they come back and they just drop things all the time. It is so funny seeing interviews of recent returnees from the ISS, and they're talking and they're holding a pen and then they just let go of the pen and the pen just drops. It is so funny because, of course, yeah, if you've experienced no gravity and then you get quite used to just letting things where they are and like, you know, and then keep going and then you just grab it again, and then you can't do that on Earth though, which I love. Megan is saying, what is the Danish word for cozy? Is it hyggeligt?
It's hygge, probably.
Hygge.
I mean,
Hygge.
you can use both.
Hyggeligt.
Hyggeligt is pretty
Hyggeligt.
You're pronouncing that very well, actually. Hyggeligt.
Thank you very much.
Because you have to
Thank
swallow part of it.
Hyggeligt.
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 Ah.
Jeg kan snakke dansk.
Du kan snakke dansk.
Yay.
Good.
I don't speak Danish. But we've made it to Cascata. No, not Cascata. Manaya. We already did Cascata. See, now I'm distracted because now I'm like thinking about space. Manaya. As requested last week, we've got Manaya this week. Manaya is a blend of 65% wool, 35% acrylic. You get just over 550 yards on one of these skeins. It is a Aran or worsted weight yarn with a recommended hook or needle size of a 5 to 6 millimeter. And it is a gorgeous color changing yarn. And what I love about Manaya is that there's always a sort of unifying color on every skein. So as you can see here, you've got this color change going through a bunch of different colors, and there's always one color worked into all of them to kind of make the transition really nice and even, and to make it all look like it's all part of one family of colors. So here you have the yellow, for instance, that carries through. Here you've got the purple that carries through, and it is absolutely beautiful. It has a slightly higher wool content than our Winter Glow, which we and Winter Glow Solid, which we had on the show last week. So this is slightly woollier, just for those of you, but it is still a really nice soft quality. So while you can definitely tell there's wool in it from touch, I would still say that this is something that you can use even for someone who's a bit more sensitive. We do recommend that you hand wash this yarn for best results to keep it nice for a long, long time. And we do have some lovely patterns to show for this yarn as well in a minute. Matt's going to show you the colors first. There's a few of them, and all of them, yeah, slightly different variations, but all of them have this kind of unifying color factor in to make sure this. Monica saying, you could say you're spacing out. Yes, I am. I'm also almost out of water. The first pattern we have for you is the forest shawl, which we're showing you right here. It's a beginner-friendly crochet pattern for this super cute little shawl that you could make out of manaya. Also shows you very nicely what the color change looks like when crocheted. Could you get me some more water?
Of course.
Thank you. And then the second pattern we have is for this super cute pair of shorts. It's the manaya short pants pattern, which is an intermediate level crochet pattern. I just think the idea of kind of crocheted shorts made from wool is really cool, because I think, to me, shorts, you'd think kind of, oh, that's like a summer thing, and then you would naturally, I think, gravitate towards something like a cotton or a viscose or an acrylic, something that's not super warm. But I love the idea of just woolen shorts. I thought that's a really, really cool idea.
It's for those people who actually wear shorts in the winter, so they
Yeah,
can wear
for
wool
instance.
shorts.
I saw someone at the central station in Copenhagen last week wearing shorts, and a guy, and he looked so unbothered. He was wearing shorts, he was wearing a parka, he was wearing like sneakers, he was coming from work, it looked like, and got on my train, and I just remember standing there being absolutely gobsmacked. Like, what is this man doing? Just walking around in shorts.
He's ore farming.
It's so cold right now. Yeah, he truly was. Like, I was like, what is happening? But I just thought that this was really, really cute. A really cute idea for manaya shorts. So manaya, 40% off right now with our code HAPPY40, and we have established that it flats roughly a 5 out of 10. Definitely flats more if you apply sort of even pressure to it. I think if you try to do like a poop, it just doesn't flat that well. Mary saying, I'm watching this live while making some Irish stew before the ice storm. Oh yeah. It has been like, there's been some really, really crazy, like cold fronts coming in. So definitely. Deborah saying must have been from Michigan. Maybe. Although the Danes are also quite, like, Danes are tough, which is funny because the weather here stays quite mild. Like Copenhagen, we do get the occasional sort of sub-zero in winter, but overall it's not that. But Danes are tough, I find, like, surprisingly.
I feel like we're just very used to like one temperature, between like 5 and 15.
Yeah.
That's what it is most of the time.
Yeah, but it wasn't last week. It was -3 and he was in shorts, and he seemed to be completely fine with that. So, yeah. We do that in Texas a lot. Wearing shorts even though it's cold, and then just throw on a jacket. Yeah. Well, Texas now, I'm like thinking like, well, it depends on where in Texas you are, doesn't it? Because, I mean, parts of Texas, I think, are quite warm most of the year, right? And then, I know, depending on where you are, it can get still quite cold, probably.
And it's also continental.
Also, deserts get cold at night as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like continental weather usually has more extremes.
Yeah.
So you can go between them pretty rapidly. But what do we have? 2 more yarns left.
We've got 2 yarns left.
Yeah.
We've got a 100% cotton yarn for those of you who want to make shorts out of a summer yarn. This is our Rainbow Deluxe 8/4. So it's a 4-ply cotton yarn. This is made from 100% beautiful Turkish cotton. It is a very, very nice, soft cotton. It's a fingering or sock weight yarn with a recommended hook or needle size of 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter. And as this is 100% cotton, you can machine wash this at high temperatures. The recommendation is for medium temperature, but that is predominantly to preserve the color. So if you're using a lighter color and you don't mind it washing out, you can easily wash this at high temperature. So it is super well suited for anything you might want to make, whether that be just clothes, toys, accessories, or if you want to make, for instance, a little bib for a baby, or if you want to make a little like washcloths or dishcloth that you may want to wash at higher temperature, that is completely possible with this yarn. It's a really lovely soft cotton with a very large color palette. So Matt's showing you all the colors right here. I'm now reading everyone's like weather reports, which
And
I
there's
love.
also a very fun fact, Ruth,
Love.
by the way. The antifreeze blood.
Oh, fish with antifreeze blood?
And maybe you eat it and then you become antifreeze yourself.
That's kind of cool. That would be really cool. So this is Rainbow Deluxe, 185 yards of gorgeous cotton. And then for those of you who want a microfiber acrylic yarn, we've got that as well, because the last yarn I have for you is Minium, which is made from 100% acrylic. You get 190 yards on one of these skeins, and it is super, super lovely and shiny. So it has this super shiny surface, almost a bit like mercerized cotton, except this is acrylic, so keep that in mind. A very nice, another fingering or sock weight yarn. Recommended hook or needle size here is also around a 3mm, and this we recommend to machine wash at low to medium temperature. So these two, one is Minium, which just has this really nice shiny surface, and then the other is our Rainbow Deluxe, which is less shiny but still very nice and smooth, very nice and soft, 100% Turkish cotton. Both of these yarns are excellent for all sorts of projects, from clothing to accessories to little toys, plushies. And I have collected some beautiful examples from the user gallery that we're going to show you in a second. And so here we've got some beautiful projects made in both Minium and in the Rainbow Deluxe for you. I love reading. It is also really funny whenever anyone gives the temperature in Fahrenheit, because despite even like I've lived in the States, but still Fahrenheit means nothing to me. It is so funny. I just look at it and I go, yeah, Fahrenheit. I remember learning about it in school. I remember the 100 scale, 100 Fahrenheit is, well, allegedly was his body temperature at that time, which is slightly raised body temperature actually, so like a little fever. And then I think 0 Fahrenheit was like the coldest that it got in the harbor that year in the water of Danzig. So it's like minus 18 Celsius or something like that. I remember having to learn that, and I clearly retained some of the facts, but not all of them. But then converting between the two, I'm just like, I actually think I remember someone saying that Fahrenheit is sort of makes more sense in terms of how temperature feels in relation to a human, whereas Celsius is how it feels in relation to water. So it's kind of like if a human thinks it's cold or hot, that's Fahrenheit. If water thinks it's cold or hot, that's
But what
Celsius.
are we made of?
But
What are we made of, Louisa?
largely water.
Largely water. So we are the water.
So yeah. Anyways. But I always find it really funny because I'm always trying to guess, if people say oh, the second you say negative anything, I know it's cold, but it's sort of just this funny thing where I'm like, it makes no sense to me. And at the same time, it's just also a different 100-degree scale, right? You just switch it around. Yeah, see, body temperature is 98.6 Fahrenheit. It's because when he took his temperature and said, well, that's body temperature, so that's 100, he was actually running a fever.
Makes sense. We have a last giveaway.
We have our final giveaway of the night. Starting now, you once again now have the chance to grab yourself a $50 or equivalent in your local currency gift card. So grab it now by commenting #giveaway in the chat as it is spelled up here. #giveaway in the chat for your chance to win a $50 gift card. Woo, woo, woo. We're at 37 Fahrenheit in Kansas, just above freezing.
Makes no sense
That
to me.
makes no sense to me, I'm sorry to say.
37 is above.
To me, 0 is freezing.
Just above.
Anything below 0 is extra freezing. Anything above 0 is various degrees of not freezing
There was
until
one
you reach like 25 degrees, and that's when I start to complain.
The best argument I've heard for Fahrenheit scale is that basically most of the Celsius scale we don't really use in our day-to-day life.
Yeah.
You know, from like
Exactly.
40 and up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I still feel like it is based on like the numbers that don't really correlate, right? Where freezing and boiling kind of make sense.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's also like a bit more boring.
It is boring.
It's a bit more
is.
boring. I was like, I boiled some water, I froze some water, I picked that. Those are my fixed points.
Yeah.
I'm like that's also like, you know, like 0 Kelvin is like the lowest possible temperature at which, like, it's the temperature at which life ceases
Okay.
to exist. So it's
How do you measure that?
In some lab, I guess, I don't know, but like it's like, so it's like really like I also like that kind of thinking. I like the kind of thinking of going like, what's the lowest temperature can possibly go?
Clearly, Kelvin hasn't met the guys wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Because they are cold. They are cold.
Yeah, they'd be chilling at 0 Kelvin. They'd be
Yeah.
fine. I loved learning about this stuff in school. Only the US uses non-metric. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't actually know, like, is Celsius considered part of metric? Because that's a different thing. Again,
It's not really meter,
because it's not distance or weight or any of that.
But I think Philippines also use Fahrenheit, no?
I mean, like the UK uses miles at least.
Yeah. But they use both, right?
Yeah, they do. But like our rental car used miles. That's why I was always like, it's very funny when you're driving and you're like, I'm supposed to be going 60, and then you're like, oh, it's 60 miles. It's not 60 kilometers. That's why it feels faster. I love how this is the final tangent, but we found our final winner, and it is at Samantha Trefois. And then there's something behind as well, Samantha, that I can't read, but congratulations, you are our second winner. You will receive a gift card worth $50 or equivalent in your currency. Please send us an email to live@hobbii.com, and please include where it is that you're shopping from so we can make sure to make that gift card out for the correct store. Whoa. So congrats, Samantha. You are winner number 2. Please send us that email. Matt usually goes through the inbox on Thursdays or Fridays to send out all of those gift cards. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. All of the 13 yarns I showed you today are 40% off with our code HAPPY40 for the next 23 and a bit hours, or 23-ish hours. So you can grab them with that discount. Do remember to apply the code HAPPY40 at checkout, and I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that you've had a great start to your week and that your week continues that way. Stay safe in the cold. Stay safe in the polar vortex coming your way. I'll see you next week for another one of these. And on Thursday, tune in and join Matt for live shopping, for quiz time. See, I'm completely... I've lost the plot for our Trivia Thursday quiz time on YouTube and Facebook. Take care. See you very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.